Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trae Holiday, and I'm excited because I get to speak with Bilan Aden right here. What's up, Bilan?
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You're looking fabulous today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I know you do a lot of different things in community, wear a lot of different hats, and I want to jump right in to African community housing and development, right? You guys are doing a lot of work to really ensure that the community is engaged and informed in housing developments. Let's talk about that before we get into the farmers market.
Yeah. So once again, thanks for having me. I'm Bilan. I'm with African Community Housing and Development, and we have been around a few years, couple years now, and we are focused in housing stability, economic development, education, high quality education for our community, and access to referral to legal services.
Oh, nice. You guys are doing a lot of things, and I think it's really important too because oftentimes when we talk about community, they want to go to services with providers that look like them. They want to be educated by folks that are from their community as well. How has that been for you in terms of bringing a lot of these opportunities to your community?
Oh, it's been incredible. I work with an amazing group of community leaders and members who speak multiple languages, so we're able to provide culturally relevant services at any given time. We are able to provide services in Somali, in English, in Arabic, in Oromo, in Swahili. So we have, we have community members who feel welcome when they come to our space, which is the whole reason why we have this organization to begin with. We know it's very hard to access services, and so the last thing our goal is to make sure that folks feel like they're coming into a space that they feel welcome.
Yeah, that's important. And I think when we talk about, housing and community development, I mean, so much of it is about disrupting what we're seeing out there in terms of for-profit developers coming into our communities and it being just devastating for so many of our community members, our renters, our homeowners. And how has it been just bringing that specific education in terms of, hey, we have to be involved in this process, y'all?
Yeah, absolutely. So economic development is a core pillar of our organization. And so for the last few years, we've been engaging with community members about creating, what would it look like to create a cultural anchor center in the South King County area? And how do we bring that space where elders feel like they have access to housing and they have access to activities and services that they care about, as well as serve our youngins, our beautiful babies, and give them the high quality early learning education that they deserve.
Yeah, I love that you guys are doing this with such a wide lens. I think it's so important because oftentimes if we have too much of a narrow focus, sometimes we're missing out on opportunities. And it's important to understand that our communities are impacted in a wide variety of ways. So you guys really have just been on the ground. I've seen you guys been working for the last few years. It's been great for me to see because I know with Africatown, so much of the energy is being pumped into the Central District. But we talk about the fact that we have so much Black community all throughout King County and South King County in particular. What are some of the areas that you guys really cover in terms of looking at South King County?
Yeah, so we're located in SeaTac, but we do serve community members in Renton, in Skyway, in Burien, in Federal Way, in Des Moines, in Auburn, and so we really cover a variety of areas in the South King County area because that's where our community members live. And like I said, we're kind of like a cultural anchor organization. And so people feel comfortable coming to our location because they know that they will get served in the way that, that honors them and their dignity.
Well, this is a really great segue because when we talk about you guys having this wide lens, clearly you're like, you know what, we're gonna organize a farmers market right here out in Dale Ridge. And how has that been? Because I know that that's like, Black and Indigenous, and you guys are really specific about the vendors and the people that you're bringing to the space. So let's dive in a little bit. Curtis, I know you have the flyer coming up, but you also have some photos. So we'll let you talk over some of those photos as people experience how you guys have been out there in community.
Sure. So This project came because of our youth. We had served about 18 youth prior to the pandemic, and they were working on an urban farm as well as going to their workshops and engaging with their families and community members. They had a leadership and advocacy community cafes that they were doing, and they were talking about to their families about what does food insecurity look like in their neighborhoods. And these conversations culminated to this idea that there aren't that many opportunities to access culturally relevant, locally sourced food, particularly in the South Delridge enclave. And so the youth actually came up with this idea of having a farmer's market. And what our organization was able to do is just work with our partner, who's Hope Academy, Education for All, in South Delridge area. They have a huge space where the urban farm is located. And they had rented out their space to us so that we can start this pilot project. And we definitely wanted to make sure that we center youth engagement as well as provide economic development opportunities for BIPOC vendors, in particularly Black vendors. And so if you're selling goods and you have your licensing, and we can even help you and support you with your licensing with the City of Seattle, go to our website at achdo.org and fill out the vendor application. And we will support you as well by providing the tents and any equipment that you may need in order to operate safely. And we will also, there's no vendor fee. And that's one thing that we're different from other organizations or other farmers markets, is because it historically has vendor fees, and that has been a barrier for many BIPOC community members to engage in farmers markets. And then the last piece is that any surplus food or goods that's not sold, ACHD will buy it from the vendor, and we will distribute it to community members in need, and particularly our elders and folks who have barriers to accessing the farmers market via transportation.
Wow, I mean, you guys really have thought about a wraparound model. It's something that I'm loving to see flourish more. It feels like a lot of people are beginning to understand, no, how do we literally eliminate all barriers to access for our community? And you guys are doing that in such a rich way. Let's make sure folks know about the next farmers market that's coming up. You can look right in the camera and let them know where they can find all of these amazing vendors.
Yes, our next farmers market is this weekend on Saturday between 11 and 3 at Hope Academy campus, located at 9421 18th Avenue Southwest. And just to let you know, last month was our pilot, and we sold out of everything within 3 hours. So by 1 o'clock, our vendors had nothing else to sell. So we're glad that we're able to guarantee that we will sell any surplus, but because of the coverage, I'm thinking they're gonna sell out of everything. So get there as soon as you can.
Oh, that's a great message, Bilan, and also a great way to serve community. Shout out to you guys over there. You know, you guys are doing great work, and I'm just so glad that you could join us on the Morning Update show today to share with our audience some of the amazing ways that you guys are being a part of these solutions out here that are so needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and we look forward to seeing you all there this Saturday.